Sunday, November 8th, 2020. I'm Barbara. Welcome. Thank you for joining me for coffee. It is a sad day here today because Garland died yesterday afternoon. Dennis's father of 103 years old had finally passed away. He's been having some really bad weeks the last few weeks, and we're all very sad, but there's a lot of relief too, I have to say, because he, you know, if he could have looked at his life a year ago, he would have said, I'm not going to forget 2020. He would have rather skipped it all. So he is at peace now. He is at peace now. I hope. I'm sure. But he had a long life. He had 4 kids, a marriage of 71 years, and Vicky was writing his obituary yesterday afternoon when we knew it was coming soon. He died around 4 o'clock. And she had to do a lot of editing. He lived to 103. He wrote an autobiography in 1995. Yeah, so she got a lot of information from that. But I don't know, that tells you a little bit about Garland. I think that he wrote an autobiography and published it and gave it to all his children. Not that we were very glad to have it, because, you know, he did a lot of things. He had his pilot's license in the 30s. He was born in 1917. So he lived through 2 major global pandemics. Well, he didn't see the end of Corona. But in the early 30s, he got his pilot's license. I don't know how he did that. You know, he was a farm boy in central Pennsylvania at that point. But he got his pilot's license, and he went to college, went to Elizabethtown College in Pennsylvania. So when World War II broke out, he was a pilot. And we entered the war, the U.S. entered the war in 1941. And he was born in 1917. So he was 25 years old when the war started. And he had his pilot's license. So they put him in the Army Air Corps, which eventually became the Air Force, but at that point was the Army Air Corps. And he was an instructor at the Air Force Air Corps Pilots Training Center. He was not a flight instructor. He was a classroom instructor for the pilots during training, during the whole war. He spent the war in Texas for the most part, and I think Florida. But he was a teacher. He had trained to be a teacher. He was a math teacher. And so that's what he did during the war. Anyway, he went on to be a principal. He was the principal of Dennis's high school. Can you imagine? Your dad's the principal. Anyway, I won't go on and on. He had a long life. It could be a very long podcast. But he had a struggle at the end because his body certainly outlived his mind. His mind outlived his body. I got it backwards. He could think of all the things to do, but he couldn't do them. And it made him crazy. He was one of these gotta do it and gotta do it now. When I think of it, it has to be done right now. I could never have been married to him. Never in a million years. But that's how he was. He just, you know, I've told you the stories about the flagpole and whatever. It just, and you know, he had no patience. No patience. So I yelled at them one time. I don't know. I think he was 98. And Aura's 14 years younger than him. And he decided that they needed, you know, flagstones at the bottom of the steps going off of their deck. And so they got in the car and went and got flagstones. And the guy putting them in the car said to them, do you have somebody at home who will take, you know, take these out of the car for you? They said, oh yeah. And they came home and they took them out themselves and worked all afternoon laying these flagstones down at the bottom of the steps. And they're exhausted, you know, and then they're exhausted. They used to do this to themselves all, and they would be just dead, exhausted. I'm like, Garland, you know, we could have helped you. We would have come, you know, we aren't busy tomorrow. We could have come and helped you. Oh, it had to be done. It had to be done. I'm like, Garland, you've lived in this house for 7 years and you haven't had flagstones at the bottom of your deck steps for 7 years. How come I couldn't wait one more day? That's how Garland was. And that's how I was with him. But he really liked me. He really liked me. He loved me. He really did. He always used to tell me I was his favorite daughter-in-law. And he would say it with love and joy. And then followed up with, but you're my only daughter-in-law. That's how he was. Every time it's my birthday, he would Laura would give me a beautiful, loving, sweet birthday card, and Garland would give me a joke. And laugh and think he was so funny. But he wanted to make sure I had a joke card for my birthday. So he liked me, and I liked him. He loved to play cards. We played cards with them very regularly. And he and I were very competitive. Very competitive. You wouldn't know that I'm competitive, right? Dennis and Aura, they would just sit there and chill and be like, whatever, you know. Garland's like over-trumping me and saying, I have to do it! Over-trump my trick, you know. I'm like, yeah, you have to do it. You always have to do it. Oh yeah, you guys want to hear 7.5 minutes about Garland. Hey, I knew him for 28 years. I mean, you could, he wrote a book. I was going to say, you could write a book. He wrote a book. And that was in 1995. He still had 25 more years to go. Anyway. But it is a huge relief. He was not a happy man. If he had been able to be in his right mind for the last few weeks, he would have been very unhappy. I mean, he was unhappy. He was unhappy. But he wasn't himself, So Vicky and Kim are with Aura today, and Dennis's brother Gary is coming. Gary didn't want to come yesterday. He said, you know, do you need me? Does he know people are there? Will I be helping? We said, no, you know, we don't really need you. It's all organized. He said, okay, I'll come tomorrow then. I don't blame him. But it was all organized. I have to say, the hospice was a really amazing organization that made all his dying at home possible. Apparently they're like completely overwhelmed now because of COVID. People are way less, you know, way more reluctant to have people leave the house. I mean, if we had to send him to a facility, we wouldn't have been able to see him at all, you know. So hospice is being overrun, but oh my gosh, they just made it possible to survive these 6 weeks. Really amazing. And you know, this may sound strange to all of you people who don't live in the United States, but all their services were free. They mailed all the equipment came for free. The pads and the diapers and the wipes and the gloves, everything was free. They just sent it in the mail. My mother-in-law got a package every day from FedEx, one thing or another. And the medications. They're just like, we can prescribe these, and and they just send them. Which in America is like a miracle for people who are not wealthy. And every single person who came was more lovely than the last. I mean, just a wonderful experience, and we will always be grateful for that. Okay, I gotta stop talking now. 10 minutes? Is this too much? I'm sorry. But it's big, as you know, as you get. So Friday, so I didn't do a vlog yesterday. I did put up my notice. I saw you saw it. That's never done that before. The first time I've ever done anything with YouTube out of the very most basic thing. I was pretty proud of myself. That picture, I just happened to have it on my phone because I had just sent it to my friend Linda because I wanted to show her my hair, because she has been a natural gray for quite a few years, and I told her every time I look in the mirror I think about you. So that's what that picture was. But anyway, I was pretty proud of myself to be able to do that. So I should do some more exploring. I thought about trying to do like a live, So Friday we got the call like at 5 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock. But I had been dying. I died on Friday. And so I made yarn for Christy, and she loved, I sent her a picture of it, and she loved it. Oh, I left so fast I came out here. All my dyeing stuff was out here. I had washed it and left it on the table to dry outside, and then left the house. And Dennis, I'm sure, didn't even notice it yesterday. So it's still here, but it's all right. So I'm dyed yarn. I don't know if you can see it. I want to see if I can do it like this so you can see the sun on it. Can you see that? I hope. It's got blue and green, 2 colors of blue, like an aqua and a dark blue. And a little bit of pink because I didn't clean my pans very well. Sorry, Chris. And I did two on glitter stroll. I hope you saw that. 2 skeins. This is glitter stroll. I don't know if you were able to tell. On glitter stroll, and 2 skeins on non-glitter stroll. So I have some green and some dark blue. The aqua just seemed to, the theory was this was going to be speckled and it was going to have the cream undyed base. That is nowhere near what I got. Nowhere near what I got, but I like what I got, and more to the point, Christy likes what I got. So that's the sparkle. I brought another one. This is the non-sparkle. But they dyed up pretty much the same, except that one has, this one even has a little pink on it too. Oh, well, those are just, Chrissy's going to look at that when I'm gone and say, look, and Mara, looking at the pink by accident. Oh, there's another pink. So this box is going to have like 5 random pink spots. Oh, well. I'm fine with that. I hope she is. What the heck? Anyway, so that's Christy's new. Interesting. This stroll looks way more aqua than the other stroll. So I'll see what the other 2 look like. I might be fading them a little bit, but my plan is to do a stripe of sparkly and then a stripe of not sparkly, and that's the plan right now. We shall see. So that was what I did on Friday, and I really liked it. I actually took a little bit of video, very small, because I didn't do nearly as much as I did the other time. But the only difference is I twisted this very tight, and I put it in a little container, and I sprinkled the dye on, you know, so there's a lot more unspeckled. That was supposed to stay beige, but that aqua, those aquas and those blues really did it. Wow, these are very, very different. You will see it as I knit it up. So that's what I did on Friday during the day, and that was fun. I am enjoying the dyeing. So one of these days I'm gonna take over the stove and do some dyeing in some pots. Dennis even has a big pot that he does not use for food anymore because it burned on the bottom. He just uses it to catch the drips when he's hanging his yogurt. He makes his yogurt into Greek yogurt and it hangs. So anyway, I did sit down with my dragons yesterday while we were all just sitting and talking and sitting vigil. And I totally messed up what I did. I cut it out and said, maybe not the best time to do my cross stitch. And since I hadn't put my sleeves on, I didn't have any knitting to do. So I picked up the stitches for my sleeve. Hey, you. I didn't even say hi. I didn't have anybody say hi. Good morning. Hey, Pearl. Hey, Pearl. Come and say hi. Come here. Come here. Come here, you rascal dog. No. Ow. No, Maze. No. No. Ow. No. You can't. She puts her paw up. When I'm wearing a sweater, she can't do that. There's Pearl. There you go. Are you there? All right. Yeah, you're there. We hear you. So I'm wearing my Monte Rosa by Isabell Kraemer. And I'm wearing some earrings that I made. Interestingly, these earrings are, I'm surprised I haven't worn them before. And I probably wore them before I started the countdown. But I made them. I made the bead, and I didn't make the circle, but I put them together. But these are kind of a, hey, Pearl. They're kind of a brownie red glass. These earrings go with everything. And it's such a strange, because you wouldn't think that color was a neutral exactly. But the thing about earrings are that, you know, you never really want them to matchy-match. Well, sometimes you do, but, you know, not matching is typical, because typically you would be, you know, it would be a metal or something that wouldn't match exactly. And so they don't have to match exactly, but something about these earrings means that they go with everything. So in the past, these were my go-to earrings when I'm just grabbing earrings really quick to whatever. These are the ones. These are my little black dress of earrings. And I'm surprised they haven't been in rotation yet. But they are today. So, I'm not sure what today will bring. Dennis's brother's going over this morning, but I don't think we'll be over there when he's there. They have lots of leftovers, so Dennis won't be cooking for them today, although he bought a Kentucky ham, Kentucky smoked Kentucky ham. They're like famous ham. Like Smithfield, Virginia has very famous hams that, you know, you hang in your basement. So we have a ham, that, you know, a 2-year-old ham. We got 2 of them. One's hanging in the basement, but the other one he's preparing to cook because we want to know if we like them before we buy more of them. Because we're keto, ham is very keto, and, you know, we're looking for meat that'll keep without taking up freezer space. So anyway, in our preparations for the next apocalypse, so Dennis is cooking this ham, and you have to soak it for a day or something and scrape it, and then, you know, whatever. There are instructions on how to prepare this ham, and he's doing that, and so he's expecting to take ham have ham dinner tomorrow night, and ham for a year. These are giant hams. This is a 13-pound ham or something. Really big. So we'll have ham for a while, and I'm sure ham steaks will be frozen and whatever, but so he's doing that today. So they have too many leftovers, so I don't think we'll be bringing food. So I'm not even sure if we'll go over today. Probably will. And they're meeting with the funeral director tomorrow morning, to finalize all the arrangements. My in-laws had already arranged everything for the funerals 5 years ago with this, that paid for it and everything. That it was, so he had all the information. Garland's ashes will be interned at the Indian, the Indian Town Gap Military Cemetery. The dogs erupted while I was collecting myself, so I don't know how this will do. But anyway, Garland was very proud of his military service. In the last 5 or more years of his life, he had a World War II vet hat that he wore everywhere, and he loved it because people would stop him on the street. Thank you for your service. He loved that. He didn't want to be an old man, but he gloried in his age, and, yeah, I'm 102, And it used to be so frustrating when we played cards, and I would beat him, and I would be so excited, and no, but, who do you tell? I've just beat my father-in-law on cards, it doesn't happen that often, and he's 102. People don't get quite so excited as they should. Anyway. So he will be buried with full military honors. And he would like that. He would like that for sure. Okay, well, I'm done. That's it for me. Like I said, I did take a little video of my dying, and I'll put that at the end. Puppy, Pearly girl. She's all on the alert, so. I will see what today brings. I have no plan. And I'll tell you tomorrow how the day went. So I wish you peace and joy and health. Please stay safe and stay sane. Okay, so I'm like the world's worst videographer, bloggist, whatever. Anyway, I have soaked the yarn. Dennis has helped me twist it, and I've laid it in this container snake-like. Then I sprinkled Amazon green and 2 different blues on it, and I did stage it in one of the plastic things that I used before, so there's a little bit of red, pink, and a few of them. These 2 I've already microwaved. And this one's getting ready to go in the microwave. So I have 4 of them, and I'm hoping these turn out. So keep your fingers crossed. Once again, I am a terrible videographer. But I'm talking to my phone. But I think these are going to be beautiful. They're going to be quite blue. This is going to be a blue boxy. But I'm kind of excited about it. There was going to be a little red in some of these because of the bad cleaning job that I did. So, anyway, I'm excited. These are washing now. I am going to spin them dry somehow, maybe in the dry washer again like I did the last ones, and they'll be a little messy. But I did tie them more and maybe get them outside for an hour or 2 before it's completely dark. So hopefully this will be showable tomorrow. We shall see.